I'm here today to introduce a game called Triple Flop, and as the name implies, there are 3 flops that are in the game. The way the game begins is that 2 cards are dealt to each one of the players. They would normally come out of a shuffle master. So each player gets 2 cards, and the dealer gets 2 cards. Then there is going to be 3 flops. Okay, and they're not going to be turned over until wagering takes place. Now what takes place is every player looks at their cards. Before they looked at their cards, they've made an ante-wager, and they have also made a blind wager, which happens to be a bonus. The blind wager pays if the player gets 3 of a kind or better, whether or not they beat the dealer. Now, after viewing their cards, players make a decision whether to see the first flop, or they can fold. So, in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to say that every one of the players decided to see the first flop. And here we go with the first flop. After the players see the first flop, they make a decision whether they wish to continue again or fold. And in this case, what we're going to do, for purposes of illustration, is to have them take the second flop. And then the dealer will turn over the second group of cards. Then, what happens is, they look at their cards again, decide if they wish to continue, and in this case, everybody's going to say that they will, and all wagers are in. And the third flop is turned over. Now, the players are going to make their best 5-card hand by going vertical or horizontal. They're going to compete against the dealer, and the dealer makes his best 5-card hand going vertical, horizontal, or diagonal. The next thing that happens is, after all the cards are turned over and all the flops are turned over, the dealer turns over his cards, or her cards, and declares the best hand that they have. Now in this instance, what we see is queen, 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 jack, 10. That is the dealer's best hand. 3 queens with a 10. So that gets marked like so. And now the comparison begins with the player's cards versus what the dealer has. And let's see what happens now. This player has 4, 5, 6, using this horizontal here, 7, 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This player has a straight. Now, there's a bonus. The player has a bonus wager. And for a straight, this player gets paid 4-1 on that wager. So here the player gets paid 4-1 on the straight, and then 1-1 on each one of the flop wagers. The next player. Next player started off pretty well. A pair of aces and a pair of queens. However, the dealer beats that player because the dealer has 3 queens. So as fortuitous as things might have looked in the beginning, it didn't work out that way. This player does not have trips or better, so does not get paid on the blind bonus, and lost to the dealer's 3 queens. The next player has 8, 9 of diamonds. And if we look over here into the first flop, queen, king, 6 of diamonds. King, queen, 6 of diamonds. 9, 8, all diamonds. A flush. We look at this player had played the bonus blind, and a flush pays 7-1. So that's $35 there for the flush. And the player gets paid on each one of the flat bets as well, which are 1, 2, 3, 4. On this particular hand, this player has 5, 3. And if we look at the second flop, there's a 3 and a 5 here with a queen. The player has 5s and 3s with a queen. That does not qualify for trips. And the player did not have a winning hand, did not beat the dealer's 3 queens. this player here has a pair of 10s in the hole, and when we look over here, we see that this player has a 10. It gives them 10s over queens for a full house. 10, 10, 10, queen, queen, full house. Okay, on a full house, this player gets paid 8 to 1. So $40 on the blind bet, and this player gets paid on all the flat bets. And that is how triple flop is played.